Okay, guys, I wanted to start this video series as a way of showing people, hey, if you have never touched a firearm, but you think that this is something you want to start taking your personal security safety, you maybe want to buy your first gun, want to protect your wife, your kids, your family, whatever it is, at that point in time, a lot of people don't know where to go. And so I have a lot of content out there for people that are a little bit, had some professional level training and really know what it is that they're doing. But for y'all out there, you don't know what you don't know. And so this video series is really designed for you. It's designed for you as first-time gun owners. Now, I may show you a few things that as experienced gun owners you don't know, but if you're a first-time gun owner or you've never really had any professional level training, this video series is for you. So let's start this off with Cooper's 4, right? So our 4 fundamental safety rules. The first one on here, right? And again, guys, there is a technical order for this. The order is kind of irrelevant though. The first one on here, we keep our finger off the trigger until we are ready to fire. Now, there's some tactical questions that go into that. At what point in time do we put our finger on the trigger, right? So if I'm clearing through my house and checking for bad guys, do I have my finger on the trigger here where I'm ready to go and then extend out? Or does my finger go on the trigger when I extend out? Or does my finger go on the trigger when I extend out and I actually have something in my targets that I may want to shoot at, right? Okay. So let me give you kind of the down and dirty to it in the simplest rule possible. Your finger goes on the trigger when you have made positive identification, so PID, of a threat that you need to eliminate. At that point in time, you are ready to fire and your finger goes on the trigger, which means here, I'm off the trigger. Here, I'm off the trigger. I recognize my threat. I know what I'm shooting at that point in time. Finger goes on the trigger. I'm ready to fire at any point in time. So I can take my finger back off the trigger, but at this point in time, I'm ready to fire. And so my theory on it is, when my finger goes on the trigger, at that point in time, I should be able to prep my trigger. And when I say prep the trigger, I mean pull the slack out of the trigger just like that, right? So I can prep my trigger. At that point in time, I should be comfortable to fire because I'm obviously not going to hold something here, prep my trigger when I'm not ready to pull it, right? So at this point in time, I'm prepping my trigger. I'm ready to fire at any moment, but I'm choosing not to fire, okay? So finger off the trigger until we're ready to fire.